The Foxconn investigates here tonight. Building fast internet in America's rural areas is a slow process, thanks to federal rules and overlapping programs.
And as Congress battles over how to expand broadband access, millions of Americans living in rural communities face everyday challenges.
A national investigative reporter, Carice Javin, examines how bureaucracy and broadband are stalling access to health care.
It's peaceful here. No one bothers me. It's home. I call myself a mountain mama.
What do you love about being out here?
What's not to love?
68-year-old Ada Carol Atkins lives with her 2 dogs. If you look down the gravel road leading up her pathway,
Phone line.
you'll see a wire stretched across the road.
It crosses here at the church. Across the road. Still on the ground, in the bushes.
Tied around trees and connected into her house. This thin line is Atkins' only connection to the outside, providing her with phone and internet service. But that's only if the service doesn't disconnect.
Sometimes it's weather. Yesterday was a brush fire. Sometimes for a couple days. Sometimes for weeks. I've been 14 days without phone or internet. I told you to stay home.
For Atkins, it's more than just an inconvenience. Service is a lifeline.
I'm a stroke survivor, and I worry up here.
Our partners at KFF Health News found a quarter of West Virginia counties, including Lincoln, do not have sufficient high-speed internet. They also have a shortage of primary care doctors and behavioral health specialists. Across the country, there are more than 200 counties like this, broadband and healthcare access dead zones. Broadband expansion has been discussed for years by multiple presidential administrations, but meaningful progress in rural America has been largely held back by bad mapping, weak standards, and overlapping rules. A 2023 Government Accountability Office report found federal efforts to build high-speed internet in rural areas are often fragmented and overlapping. Right now, 15 different agencies administer more than 133 broadband funding programs. For example, in West Virginia, Frontier, the legacy carrier, controls most of the state's old telephone landlines. The company received $248 million in West Virginia from the Rural Digital Opportunity Fund, an initiative launched during President Donald Trump's first term to connect communities like Atkins. But those in her community are still waiting, and the company has until 2028 to complete the work. During President Biden's term, more broadband funding rolled out, including $42 billion from the Broadband Equity Access and Deployment Program, also known as BEAD. But the BEAD program is now being reviewed by federal regulators. It also has limitations and won't help people like Atkins. That's because the program has an anti-waste provision, preventing it from providing services in places where previous grants, like the Rural Digital Opportunity Fund, were awarded, even if providers haven't yet delivered on their commitments. And in Lincoln County, there is in fact another interested broadband provider, but they aren't allowed to apply for the new funding.
Does that create a problem for the everyday consumer when it comes to having that broadband access available to them?
Absolutely. It creates an issue directly in communities, right? So they see, for example, a project that's moving forward right next to their neighborhood, and then they're told, well, you have another program that's building, but it's on an entirely different timeline. And so, no one wants to hear that, right?
For now, the county waits as bureaucrats debate broadband to see if better internet really comes through. And when?
Update me with good wiring. Get me up off the ground and out of the tree.
And our national investigative team and partners, KFF Health News, contacted Atkins provider Frontier to comment on this story. They declined to answer questions on our service interruptions. The vice president of Frontier's external communications told our partners they're working to, quote, build back our community efforts, end quote, in West Virginia following the company's bankruptcy filing and reorganization.